Hey guys, welcome back to Team APS Plus. I know it's been a long time. I promised to upload a video on this channel every day this month. I have failed terribly at that. I apologize. It's just gotten very busy. I've gotten very sick. You can probably still hear it in my voice. It's the longest I feel like I've ever had to go and not be able to really make as many videos as I want. But I'm here today to talk with you guys about Yu-Gi-Oh! Prize support. A topic that we might have discussed a bit on this channel, but one that I have somewhat different opinions on today than I maybe did some years ago. And I think community sentiments have been changing around this topic as well. So I do want to hear what you guys think about Yu-Gi-Oh! Prize support. So for a little bit of background or context, by prize support, I mean, what you get for winning at a local or regional or YCS or national or world tournament in Yu-Gi-Oh! Maybe compared to other card games, I don't really want to talk too much about those because I don't play anything that's not Yu-Gi-Oh!, at least not right now. I only know a little bit about other card games. I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is definitely sort of infamous for being the game that does not offer cash prizes. And so a common sentiment that I've heard in years past, at least, is that Yu-Gi-Oh! Should offer cash prizes because, you are practicing a lot for these events. You are traveling, and traveling is not cheap. You have to pay for, a ride or a flight or whatever, hotels, food, and just other miscellaneous travel expenses that come up, all to come and compete in, say, a YCS event. And then if you win, you only get, a prize card, sure, and a play mat or whatever, but it doesn't necessarily feel worth it. At least that's what I've heard. Now, I think recently that's changed a bit, and I think that Konami has actually improved their prize support a little bit as well, which I'll get into, but that's kind of the big overarching question for this video is, do you feel that the prize support is worth it? Now, what it takes to enter a tournament, it's 20 bucks, or it might be 25 now, 24, 20. I know with the MSRP of packs going up, it's slightly increased, but we'll just say $20 to $25 to enter these events. See, I'm already not doing great. But yeah, so you pay that to enter the event, and you do get some entry prizing, so everybody gets 5 packs of the most recent set for playing. And in some cases, certain nationals, there's even a mat that you get just for playing in Nats, but typically that's just gonna be the 5 packs for 20 bucks. Now, what this means, I think, to me, is that Konami seemingly is more concerned with everybody who attends an event getting something, as opposed to only the people at the top getting everything and other people getting nothing. I think as for not doing cash prizes, I've heard a number of reasons for that. I know some people say, well, Kazuki Takahashi said that he doesn't want this game to be played for cash prizes. I can't find that quoted anywhere. It would actually be kind of ironic given that in Duelist Kingdom in the original sort of Yu-Gi-Oh! Story, Joey is playing for the cash prize from Pegasus of $3 million to get his sister's eye surgery. So that would seem a little bit ironic. I know the two aren't really directly connected or anything, but it's just sort of funny to point out. Also, it could be something to do with Japanese gambling laws. I know that in some different games, players aren't allowed to compete for cash prizes, and I don't know if it's a gambling thing or a gaming thing, or I don't know what that's exactly about. Somebody in the comments surely knows more, so you can comment if you do, but I guess what I'll focus on here, though, is the fact that Konami does not offer cash, but they instead kind of offer you what you could call cash equivalents. I kind of pulled up the prize cards here. You can go on the official YCS. I'm going by the YCS prizes. You can go on the YCS event pages to find this out. But yeah, you get whatever the current prize card is, which right now it's another Versus Dragon. It's just this vanilla monster, 2500 attack, and 2000 defense, just a level 8 vanilla with some cool flavor text. You get the YCS trophy, you get a top cut mat, you get Nintendo Switches. So these are all pretty cool things. I know 9th to 16th place also gets just a box of the most recent set, so there's some product there. I think Konami's maybe intention, they probably don't want to say this aloud, and I'm just assuming this, is that maybe the prizes are supposed to be good enough that you can sort of sell them if you want, and that can be your cash prizing. They did not give you cash, they just gave you a thing that you can sell. I know that sort of, for a long time, to my knowledge, sort of how the judge program also worked, where judges were given a stipend for food or whatever, but they were not paid. I know that's changed recently, but I think they weren't I guess given money, but instead just lots of product and exclusive judge stuff, and I guess you could choose to sell that stuff to reimburse yourself. I'm gonna be honest, taking it with a grain of salt as someone who does not know the exact truth of that situation. If that is true, I think that's really pretty awful. I feel like they should just pay them normal. It would probably be good. As for the paying people for winning events thing, though, it's tricky. So if you asked me like 5 or 6 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh needs cash prizes. Today, though, my opinion's changed because I actually think that Konami is doing a good job on two different levels. The first is I think that by making the prizes Yu-Gi-Oh brand related, it kind of keeps a sense of, I know this is going to sound a little vague, but it keeps a sense of like pride and enthusiasm for Yu-Gi-Oh the game rather than just like money, money, money. I've seen a lot of other card games pop up recently. I know like MetaZoo is one of them. And there's like others that are coming out soon. Like what is that one that from Bandai? Jeez, I forget the name of it, but Battle Spirits, yeah, Battle Spirits Saga, where like they're talking a lot about like having a like cash prizes be a thing. I know Magic the Gathering has like those 10K tournaments I hear about a lot, and I think that playing for cash is pretty cool as like an incentive to get people really competitive. But I do think that it's sometimes neat to win something that's like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Prize card or a Yu-Gi-Oh! Prize trophy or a playmat or a deck box. Like I know regionals have deck boxes. I feel that it just kind of keeps you more invested in the game and the property itself rather than just the money involved. I also think too that when cash prizes on the line, things can get kind of nasty. I mean, I know like Yu-Gi-Oh! Players already have a big thing with like, the cheating, stealing, stuff like that in matches. I feel like the amount of that would go way up if there were cash prizes. Like if there's money on the line, I feel like people are willing to be far more grimy, far more lame, just in terms of not only like strategies that they would play. Like, if Mystic Mine was still legal and like there was a lot of money on the line, I feel like you'd see a lot more Mystic Mine. You'd see a lot more like cheese strategies that are just, meant to almost break the rules. Konami's had to hit things like, self-destruct button and those sorts of strats. But I feel like you'd see a lot more of that. If money was on the line, I feel like you'd see a lot more rule sharking. A lot more, just people trying to skirt the very edges of the rules and get judge calls on every possible thing, slow play. I just think it would be a lot worse. And I'm not saying that like those things are gone just because we don't have cash prizes, because clearly people still do that. But I think they would be a lot worse. I also kind of fear for the type of clientele that it might attract. I think that you might get people who are less enthusiastic about Yu-Gi-Oh! And more enthusiastic about money. And so, maybe that might not invite necessarily the best crowd into Yu-Gi-Oh! That's just an assumption. I'm not, 100% sure. And I also think that the second big thing is, I mentioned this before, I think Konami they focus a little bit more on making sure that everybody gets something rather than the top people getting everything. So you do get 5 packs for entering at like a regional or YCS. So even if you drop out after like the second round or whatever, you will still at least get 5 packs. You will still be just purchasing 5 packs for the price that would be. $20, $21, $25, however much it is. And so I think that Konami doing that is a good thing because it's like, you don't feel so bad for losing. You don't feel like You don't feel like entering is a complete waste of time. I think that's a really big deal because if, imagine, only the top 16 or the top 32, whatever, the YCS got anything, they could probably reallocate the value of those packs that they're giving to everybody to prize support for just the top level. And that would be certainly more exciting for the people who are really good at the game and do really well. But then it's like anyone else entering gets nothing. They still have to pay $20. Like, I don't know. Would you still, like, given the skill level that you are, whoever you are watching, maybe you're more casual, maybe you're pseudo competitive, would you still want to like enter regionals or YCS events if that was the case? If there was just nothing unless you get like kind of the tippy top of results. What does that mean? So it's just a thing that I've been thinking about. Now, one other thing I wanted to mention too is that the prize support for public events has also improved a lot. They do a lot more like just stuff with Attack of the Giant card. That's a big one that people really like. I know those giant cards sell for hundreds and sometimes thousands of dollars a piece. In addition to that, I know that there's those uncut sheets. That's been a really popular thing that I've seen recently, where it's like just uncut sheets of like all the secret rares or even like Starlight rares or whatever of a set, and you might even get like 10 of each Starlight rare like uncut just in a sheet. And it looks like really impressive. Sometimes the prize support for those almost feels better than it is for the main event. So maybe they need to like work something out with that. But yeah, so all in all, I think that prize support in Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually is good. I give it a thumbs up. I think if you'd asked me this 5 or 10 years ago, I would have been like, no, we need money, prize support sucks. But I actually think that like what people are getting feels satisfying at every level of play. I think that it's better to give more people just something for playing. I know that sounds like a participation trophy, but I do think it actually is probably the better way to keep the game alive. And another thing I forgot to mention, I do think that OTS packs have been really good. It seems like players get pretty hyped and pretty excited about like what will be in the next OTS pack. And now they even give you a super in every pack. it makes it feel just worthwhile to even like enter just locals. So yeah, okay, I think that's everything I really had to say about prize support. Let me know what you guys think, though. How do you feel about Yu-Gi-Oh's prizing structure? Do you think it needs to be improved? Do you think it better serves the community this way? And how do you feel that it compares to other games? Would you prefer playing for cash money or playing for trophies, deck boxes, playmats, and prize cards? And a Nintendo Switch, I suppose. All right, let me know down in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next one, hopefully very soon. I apologize again. Yeah, fast turn.